Hello, I'm Sasha Borrego from Mega TV Florida and Archipelago Manchester MCR. Hi, Mr. Lieutenant Glenn Grant. I have three questions for you, so I will doing the free question in Spanish and English because our both is different channels. And my first question for you is, as you expertise an advisor from the Ukrainian government, what is the legal consequence will former British servicemen voluntarily have here when they return to United Kingdom? That is my first question.
That's a very good question. And to be perfectly honest, I do not have the slightest idea what the law is about someone volunteering, fighting and coming back. But I doubt that there is a law that stops them because we've always been a mercenary country, Great Britain, as you know. So I'm quite sure that people going and fighting will not actually get any punishment for doing so and on a country that Britain is supporting.
What do you remember Miss ex-British Bretel say when the voluntary coming and arriving again to United Kingdom, maybe they confront some legal consequence? That was my question, but thank you for your answer. My second question for you, as you ex-former military from United Kingdom, are you allowed by the government to serve in Ukrainian as an advisor?
I'm a civilian. Ex-military doesn't make it the slightest bit of difference. Once I leave the military, I'm a civilian. And as a civilian, I can do what I like, frankly, unless the law forbids it. And British law doesn't forbid me from going and advising anywhere.
Okay, thank you so much. And my third question and last one is, as a military with your big experience, what is your opinion about in this moment, Ukrainian government, what is the vision of the talks taking place in Jeddah for an eventual peace agreement? Where is your opinion about this conversation between Zelensky and maybe the Russian government and in eventually peaceful agreement on this point?
Well, first of all, I don't think there's any eventual about anything. Secondly, I think, to be blunt, it's a time-wasting activity because the only people that are going to deliver peace in any form is Russia, and the only way they're going to do that is either by losing or withdrawing. And at the moment, I don't see withdrawing as an option, which only leaves losing. So I think that, frankly, discussions about peace are premature. And that the country should, the government of Ukraine should concentrate on winning, not concentrate on anything else.
I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for your questions.
Thank you. I'll get back with mine. And if you don't mind, the questions are vulnerability.
Because it's important from the United States opinion public, and they send me straight away when they know you are here. These two questions. The first question is, Commander, if Ukraine at the moment have 14 tanks Leopards, and we understood at the moment the Ukrainian soldier receive training in United Kingdom. Why in this moment those tanks is not using here, and in the case they using here, is Ukrainian soldiers ready for using those tanks, or United States military former here is being conducting those? That is my first question.
And thank you for your questions. As for the first one, yes, there was the training of our soldiers. Moreover, it was the discussion of the heavy equipment with our allies for our counteroffensive. But at the moment, still, those questions that have been settled, they have not been fulfilled by our allies. And the time goes by, and this is the last month of summer where we have the proper weather conditions for counteroffensive. but neither in spring nor in the beginning of the summer. We could not received all the potential that was needed for counteroffensive. What I mean by this, we asked about those weapons in autumn last year to generals, filed official request with regard to provision of the weapons that we needed for our counteroffensive in spring, as it was offered by our allies. But we did not receive weapons, and still the process has not been finalized, so the supply is still ongoing. Several years ago, we received around 80% of what is needed. And when it comes
Yes, my second question was about the drone Shahel. I've been in Kiev 4 days ago, and I see the Shahel in direct place, and we know the information, the technology they use in the Iranian Shahed drones against Kiev and against other counterpart here in Ukraine is technology from China. Where is the position of the Ukrainian about the China's government support officially the Russian in this war? So what do you thinking about that, and where is the position of the Ukrainian government about the China?
Thank you. Thank you very much for conducting analysis of the situation with the Shahed drones. And that was the analysis was not during the only air raid alert, during hiding, but you've stayed together without people. And recently, we see questions from the international media about why we have started attacking Moscow with UAVs, why we have started attacking Russian military bases Novorossiysk with USVs. And there are other questions in international media about any our attacks on military. In fact, anyway, they supply the elements of those drones for the Russian Federation, and the Russian Federation has already started constructing UAVs using these spare parts supplied by China. But I think that in several months they will be able to actually produce these Shaheds by themselves. I don't think that they will be able to substitute all the spare parts by their own facilities of their factories, but anyway, they will be able to produce this. But our position is clear. They say in China that they should sit somewhere there on the mountain waiting for a tiger floating by. This is not the wise Asian approach in this war, because this is the war for the existential life of our country. And of course, we will take military and diplomatic, not only but diplomatic, but military and diplomatic work with our allies. First of all, with the United States that have the global relations with the Chinese People's Republic.